Have you ever wondered what makes Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia so unique? These three countries share a lot in terms of geography, culture, and history, but when you dig deeper, their differences are truly mind-blowing. From lifestyle choices and daily habits to economic systems and political structures, the differences between Singaporeans, Malaysians, and Indonesians are vast. In today's video, we'll explore 10 mind-blowing differences that will surprise you. Stay tuned as we compare the daily lives, traditions, and cultures of these fascinating countries. Chapter 1. Language Differences, Singapore's multilingual harmony versus Malaysia, and Indonesia's more homogeneous approach. One of the most striking differences between Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia lies in their language policies and usage. Singapore is known for being a true linguistic melting pot. It has four official languages: English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil. However, English takes center stage as the primary language for business, education, and government. Thanks to Singapore's bilingual education system, nearly every Singaporean is fluent in English, and it's used in almost every aspect of daily life. This policy creates a unique advantage, as it allows Singaporeans to communicate seamlessly with people worldwide, while also preserving their cultural roots through the other official languages. The ability to juggle multiple languages, known as code switching, is a hallmark of Singaporean society, fostering a rich, inclusive environment for both locals and foreigners. In comparison, Malaysia and Indonesia both share Malay as their official language, known as Bahasa Melayu in Malaysia and Bahasa Indonesia in Indonesia. While these languages are largely similar, there are key differences in pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar, influenced by the country's distinct histories and cultures. For example, Bahasa Indonesia has absorbed more Dutch and local terms, while Bahasa Melayu incorporates more English and Chinese influences. In Malaysia, English is widely spoken, especially in urban areas, and is often used in business and higher education. However, it isn't as integrated into everyday life as in Singapore, and proficiency can vary significantly. Indonesia, with a focus on preserving its national identity, places more emphasis on Bahasa Indonesia, and English proficiency tends to be lower, especially in rural areas. This creates distinct communication dynamics in each country, shaped by their unique cultural and historical contexts. Chapter 2. City Living. Singapore's compact urban marvel versus Malaysia's expansive cities and Indonesia's bustling metropolises. When it comes to city living, Singapore stands out for its compact, highly efficient urban planning. Despite its small size, the city-state has transformed into one of the world's most impressive urban landscapes. With sleek skyscrapers, green spaces, and a clean, modern infrastructure, Singapore is often regarded as a model of sustainable and smart city development. The city's public transportation system, including the mass rapid transit, MRT, buses, and taxis, is a well-oiled machine, offering a seamless travel experience. Singapore's government has prioritized innovation and sustainability, incorporating eco-friendly building designs and smart technology to ensure the city remains both livable and future-ready. This focus on efficiency means everything is within easy reach, from world-class shopping malls and restaurants to parks and cultural hubs, all within minutes of each other. Despite being a bustling metropolis, Singapore maintains a sense of order and harmony that makes it an incredibly attractive place to live. In contrast, Malaysia's cities are much larger and more spread out, with Kuala Lumpur, the capital, serving as the country's cultural and economic hub. Known for its iconic skyline, dominated by the Petronas Towers, Kuala Lumpur exudes a dynamic blend of modernity and tradition. However, the pace of life in Kuala Lumpur is slightly more relaxed than in Singapore. The city offers a mix of ultra-modern shopping malls, vibrant street markets, and historical landmarks, giving it a more laid-back vibe compared to Singapore's fast-paced environment. While the public transportation system in Kuala Lumpur has improved over the years, traffic congestion remains a significant challenge. Indonesia's major cities, particularly Jakarta and Surabaya, are sprawling metropolises characterized by dense populations, traffic jams, and pollution. Jakarta, the capital, is an urban jungle where old colonial buildings sit next to high-rise towers, reflecting a city that's rapidly modernizing while still holding on to its history. Despite these challenges, there is an undeniable energy in Indonesia's cities. The hustle and bustle of street markets, vibrant cultural scenes, and a strong sense of community make Indonesian cities some of the most lively and unique in Southeast Asia. Though the infrastructure is still developing, there's a palpable sense of optimism and resilience among the people who call these cities home. Chapter 3, Food Culture, Singapore's Global Fusion versus Malaysia, and Indonesia's rich traditional flavors. Food is more than just sustenance in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. It's an essential part of their cultural identity, and each country takes pride in its unique culinary traditions. However, the way they approach food and flavor varies significantly, reflecting their distinct histories, cultural influences, and regional specialties. Singapore is renowned for its fusion food, where a blend of Chinese, Malay, Indian, and even Western influences come together to create something uniquely Singaporean. The country's multicultural heritage is reflected in its cuisine, where dishes like Hainanese chicken rice, laksa, and chili crab combine the best of various culinary traditions. Singaporeans love to experiment with flavors, combining traditional ingredients with global influences. The result is a food scene that's both diverse and constantly evolving, from hawker centers serving inexpensive street food to fine dining establishments offering modern twists on classic dishes. Singaporeans maintain a deep respect for traditional recipes while embracing innovation and fusion, making their food culture incredibly dynamic and globally influential. Malaysia's food culture shares similarities with Singapore, but places a stronger emphasis on rich, aromatic spices and coconut-based dishes. Malaysian cuisine combines Malay, Chinese, and Indian culinary traditions, but each ethnic group has its regional variations. For instance, Penang is famous for its street food, with dishes like char kway teow and Penang laksa, while the Malay archipelago offers beloved classics like nasi lemak, coconut rice with sambal, and satay, grilled meat skewers. The food in Malaysia is often bolder, with complex layers of spice, sweetness, and heat, reflecting the country's diverse cultural makeup. Each region in Malaysia has its own distinct flavor profiles, making the food scene incredibly varied and exciting. Indonesia's food culture is equally rich, with each region boasting its own traditional dishes that reflect local ingredients and customs. Indonesian cuisine is known for its bold and spicy flavors, with dishes like rendang, a slow-cooked beef stew, gado-gado, vegetable salad with peanut sauce, and nasi goreng, fried rice, being staples. Balinese cuisine, for example, is very different from Javanese or Sumatran cuisine, showcasing a variety of cooking techniques and flavor profiles. Indonesian food often features a balance of savory, sweet, and spicy elements, with an emphasis on fresh, local ingredients like lemongrass, turmeric, and chilies. Whether in the bustling streets of Jakarta or the serene islands of Bali, Indonesian food offers a deep connection to its cultural roots and regional diversity, making it one of the most flavorful and beloved cuisines in the world. Chapter 4, Economy, Singapore's wealth and innovation versus Malaysia's middle-income struggles and Indonesia's emerging power. Economically, Singapore stands as a shining example of wealth and innovation in Southeast Asia. With a robust financial sector, thriving high-tech industries, and a reputation for efficient governance, Singapore has positioned itself as a global hub for trade, finance, and technological innovation. The country's pro-business environment, bolstered by low tax rates and a highly educated workforce, has attracted multinational corporations from around the world. The government's policies prioritize long-term economic stability, supporting industries like finance, biotechnology, and digital services, which continue to drive the country's growth. Singapore's strategic location, well-developed infrastructure, and commitment to sustainability ensure that it remains one of the most competitive and prosperous nations globally, despite its small size. Malaysia, while also considered a middle-income nation, faces a different set of economic challenges. Driven by industries such as manufacturing, natural resources, like palm oil and rubber, and tourism, Malaysia has been an important player in Southeast Asia for decades. However, its economic growth has slowed in recent years, partly due to political instability, corruption, and economic disparities between urban and rural regions. While cities like Kuala Lumpur continue to thrive with modern infrastructure and a growing service sector, rural areas face underdeveloped infrastructure and fewer opportunities. Malaysia's reliance on natural resources also makes its economy vulnerable to global price fluctuations. Despite these struggles, Malaysia remains a key player in the regional economy, with a strong focus on improving digital infrastructure and attracting foreign investment. Indonesia, the largest economy in Southeast Asia, is an emerging power with vast potential. The country benefits from abundant natural resources, a large and young population, and a rapidly growing middle class. Indonesia's economy is diversifying with a strong focus on digital innovation, manufacturing, and infrastructure development. However, the country faces significant challenges, including poverty, corruption, and underdeveloped infrastructure. Despite these hurdles, Indonesia is experiencing steady economic growth and is becoming an attractive destination for foreign investment, particularly in the tech and manufacturing sectors. With ongoing reforms and increasing investment in digital transformation, Indonesia is poised to become one of the world's major economic players in the coming years. Chapter 5. Politics. Singapore's stable governance versus Malaysia's changing leadership and Indonesia's democratic journey. When it comes to politics, Singapore stands out for its unparalleled stability. The country has been governed by the People's Action Party, PAP, since its independence, and under its leadership, Singapore has experienced remarkable growth and prosperity. The PAP's long-term policies, which emphasize economic development, law and order, and social harmony, have fostered a sense of security among Singaporeans. The government's pragmatic approach to governance, along with its focus on meritocracy, has made Singapore one of the world's most well-managed countries. This stability allows for consistent planning and infrastructure development, which has contributed to Singapore's success as a global financial hub. While the PAP's dominance has occasionally drawn criticism for its lack of political competition, its success in maintaining order and progress is undeniable. In contrast, Malaysia has witnessed more dynamic political shifts in recent years. For decades, the United Malays National Organization, UMNO, held power, shaping the political landscape through its control of the ruling coalition. However, in 2018, Malaysia saw a significant change when UMNO was ousted by a coalition of opposition parties, marking the first time in the country's history that the ruling party was removed from power. This shift sparked both hope and uncertainty as Malaysia entered a new era of political engagement. Although leadership has shifted multiple times since, the political landscape remains fluid, and many Malaysians are eager for reforms to address issues such as corruption, inequality, and governance. This ongoing political transition reflects a growing desire for greater democracy and transparency in the country. Indonesia, which was once under decades of authoritarian rule under President Suharto, has undergone a profound transformation into one of the world's largest democracies. Since the fall of Suharto in 1998, Indonesia has worked to build a more inclusive political system, embracing democratic elections, civil rights, and a free press. However, the country has faced challenges such as political polarization, corruption, and growing tensions between different ethnic and religious groups. Despite these issues, Indonesia's democracy has strengthened, with more citizens participating in elections and political discourse. The nation's democratic journey is still evolving, but it has made significant strides in granting its people greater freedoms and opportunities. As Indonesia continues to address its political challenges, its democracy remains a symbol of resilience and progress in Southeast Asia. Chapter 6. Transportation. Singapore's world-class infrastructure versus Malaysia's mix of efficiency and challenges and Indonesia's traffic chaos. When it comes to transportation, Singapore stands out as a global leader, with one of the most efficient and reliable public transportation systems in the world. The Mass Rapid Transit (MRT) network is the backbone of the city's transportation system, offering a seamless, punctual, and affordable way to travel across the island. The trains are clean, air-conditioned, and frequent, making commuting smooth for both locals and tourists alike. Singapore's bus system is also well integrated with the MRT, allowing for easy transfers and reducing the need for private car use. The government's commitment to sustainability is reflected in their continued investment in green transport initiatives, such as electric buses and bike-sharing programs. This robust infrastructure not only ensures efficient mobility, but also helps reduce congestion and environmental impact, making it one of the most commuter-friendly cities in the world. In contrast, Malaysia's transportation system, while improving, still faces significant challenges, particularly in its larger cities. Kuala Lumpur, the capital, has made strides with the introduction of the KLIA Express, a high-speed rail link to the airport, and an expanding bus and rail network. However, the city's public transport system is still not as extensive or well integrated as Singapore's. Traffic congestion remains a daily issue in Kuala Lumpur, with many residents relying on private cars for daily commutes. While the government is working on improving the public transportation network with new projects like the MRT Line 2 and light rail transit (LRT) extensions, the pace of development still struggles to keep up with rapid urban growth, making commuting in major cities a challenge for many. Indonesia, with its massive population and rapidly expanding cities, faces even greater transportation difficulties, particularly in Jakarta. The capital city is notorious for its severe traffic jams, which are among the worst in the world. Despite the large number of motorcycles, buses, and cars on the roads, the public transportation system has historically been underdeveloped. However, recent efforts to improve the situation are underway. Jakarta has introduced its own MRT system, which has brought some relief, but it still covers only a small part of the city. Light rail systems are also being developed in other regions, but the overall infrastructure is struggling to keep up with the rapid pace of urbanization. With traffic congestion still a daily norm, many Indonesians spend hours in transit, making commuting one of the major challenges of urban life in the country. While Indonesia is investing heavily in expanding and improving its transportation systems, the road to a fully functional, efficient public transit network remains long. Chapter 7. Cultural Values. Singapore's meritocracy versus Malaysia's diverse communities and Indonesia's strong family bonds. Cultural values play a central role in shaping the way people live and interact in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Each country has its own unique set of values that influence their society, work ethics, and relationships. In Singapore, meritocracy is at the core of the nation's identity. The belief that individuals should succeed based on their talents, skills, and hard work, rather than their background or connections, drives much of the country's policies and social structures. This value is strongly reflected in Singapore's education system, where students are encouraged to excel based on their abilities. It also governs the workplace, where promotions and opportunities are typically awarded based on performance rather than seniority or personal connections. This meritocratic culture has been instrumental in Singapore's rapid economic development, creating a highly competitive society where people are constantly striving to improve and succeed. The focus on individual effort and achievement has helped propel Singapore into one of the world's wealthiest and most prosperous nations. In Malaysia, cultural diversity is both celebrated and complicated. With a population made up of Malays, Chinese, Indians, and various indigenous groups, Malaysia's society is rich in different traditions, languages, and customs. While this diversity is a source of national pride, it has also created challenges in balancing the needs and rights of various ethnic groups. To ensure equitable access to opportunities for the Malay majority, Malaysia has implemented affirmative action policies that prioritize the economic and educational advancement of the Bumiputera, ethnic Malays, and indigenous people. While these policies have benefited the majority, they have sometimes led to tensions between ethnic communities, particularly with the Chinese and Indian minorities. The challenge for Malaysia is finding a way to maintain social harmony while addressing the needs of its diverse population. In Indonesia, the value of family and community plays a vital role in shaping the social fabric. Family bonds are deeply respected, and extended families often live close to one another, providing mutual support. Respect for elders is paramount, and decisions are often made with the well-being of the family in mind. Indonesian culture places a strong emphasis on cooperation and mutual aid, with the concept of gotong royong, or mutual cooperation, being central to community life. This sense of togetherness is evident in daily activities, from helping neighbors with chores to coming together during religious or social events. While individualism is becoming more prominent in urban areas, the values of community and familial support continue to be a cornerstone of Indonesian society, particularly in rural regions. These cultural values shape how people live and work, creating distinct societal environments in each country. Whether it's the meritocratic drive in Singapore, the delicate balance of ethnic diversity in Malaysia, or the strong familial and communal ties in Indonesia, each nation's cultural values reflect its unique identity and priorities. Chapter 8. Religion. Singapore's secular approach versus Malaysia's Islam-centered policies and Indonesia's religious diversity religion plays a significant role in shaping the social and political landscapes of Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. But each country approaches it in a distinct way that reflects its unique history, cultural values, and national priorities. Singapore is known for its secular approach to religion, a policy that ensures all religions are treated equally and that public life remains free from religious interference. The majority of Singaporeans identify as Buddhist, Christian, or Muslim, with smaller communities of Hindus, Jews, and others. Despite this religious diversity, Singapore's government promotes a harmonious society where religious tolerance is a core value. This secular approach is reflected in its policies, which guarantee freedom of religion, but maintain a clear separation between religion and the state. Public spaces, education, and government affairs are not influenced by any single religion, ensuring that all citizens, regardless of their faith, feel included and respected. This has fostered an atmosphere of peaceful coexistence, with interfaith dialogue and understanding being essential parts of Singapore's social fabric. In Malaysia, Islam is the official religion, and its influence permeates many aspects of life, including laws, education, and governance. The majority of Malaysians are Muslim, and Islamic principles guide many aspects of the country's legal and political systems. Malaysia's constitution enshrines Islam's position as the official religion, and the government promotes policies that align with Islamic values. This influence is most visible in the implementation of Sharia law for Muslims, which governs personal matters such as marriage, inheritance, and family law. While Malaysia is known for its cultural diversity, religious harmony remains a key issue, as tensions occasionally arise between the Muslim majority and non-Muslim minorities, especially in areas of religious expression and education. The government works to maintain a delicate balance, but race and religion sometimes intersect in complex ways that can lead to challenges in the country's social cohesion. Indonesia, with the world's largest Muslim population, is also heavily influenced by Islam, yet it is uniquely diverse when it comes to religion. In addition to its Muslim majority, Indonesia is home to significant Christian, Hindu, and Buddhist communities, particularly in regions like Bali and Papua. Despite Islam's predominant role in shaping national culture and identity, Indonesia's government promotes the idea of Pancasila, a state ideology that encourages respect for all religions. This belief in religious pluralism has allowed Indonesia to foster a sense of unity amid diversity. However, the role of religion in public life is still significant, and Islamic practices influence the social and political landscape. While Indonesia is generally tolerant, occasional religious conflicts, often linked to ethnic or political factors, have surfaced over the years. Yet the nation's commitment to religious pluralism continues to be a guiding principle in maintaining national unity, allowing for a rich tapestry of religious expressions across the archipelago. Thus, while all three countries share a majority Muslim population, their approaches to religion differ greatly. Singapore's secularism promotes equality and tolerance, Malaysia's Islam-centered policies shape much of public life, and Indonesia, though primarily Muslim, embraces religious diversity with an emphasis on coexistence. These diverse approaches to religion reflect each nation's unique history, values, and commitment to shaping their future. Chapter 9. Work culture, Singapore's fast-paced, high-pressure environment versus Malaysia's balanced approach, and Indonesia's emphasis on relationships. Work culture plays a crucial role in shaping the daily lives and professional experiences of people in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Each country has its own unique approach to work, influenced by cultural values, economic structures, and social priorities. In Singapore, work culture is often described as fast-paced and high pressure, with an emphasis on efficiency and productivity. Singaporeans are known for their strong work ethic and commitment to excellence, traits that have contributed to the country's rapid economic growth. The competitive job market in Singapore pushes many employees to work long hours in order to climb the corporate ladder or stay ahead in their industries. As a result, work-life balance is often compromised, and individuals may find themselves dedicating much of their time to their careers. This relentless focus on productivity has played a significant role in Singapore's success, but it can also lead to stress and burnout. Despite this, the drive for success remains at the heart of Singapore's professional culture, with career advancement being seen as a key component of personal fulfillment. In contrast, Malaysia's work culture tends to be more balanced, with a greater emphasis on personal life. While Malaysians certainly have a strong work ethic and are dedicated to their jobs, there is a cultural value placed on family time and relaxation. The pace of work is generally slower than in Singapore, with employees often having more flexibility when it comes to work hours and time off. Malaysia's work culture tends to recognize the importance of maintaining a healthy work-life balance, allowing individuals to enjoy their personal lives without feeling overwhelmed by work demands. In urban centers like Kuala Lumpur, the pace may be faster, but overall there is less pressure to work long hours compared to Singapore. This more relaxed work environment has contributed to a greater sense of well-being for many employees, allowing them to achieve a good balance between their career and personal lives. Indonesia's work culture is distinct in that it places a strong emphasis on relationships and mutual trust within the workplace. While Indonesians are hardworking and dedicated, personal connections often take precedence over strict deadlines or tasks. Building strong, harmonious relationships with colleagues, superiors, and clients is seen as a key factor in professional success. In Indonesian offices, it's common for colleagues to bond over social activities, meals, and family events, which helps foster a sense of camaraderie and trust. This focus on relationships creates a more relaxed and collaborative atmosphere in the workplace, where teamwork and communication are prioritized. While deadlines and performance are still important, the emphasis on fostering good relationships and maintaining social harmony often leads to a less stressful and more supportive work environment. In summary, the work culture in Singapore is driven by fast-paced, high-pressure environments that reward productivity and efficiency. Malaysia's approach strikes a balance between work and personal life, encouraging a more relaxed pace while still valuing hard work. Meanwhile, Indonesia's work culture places greater emphasis on relationships, where personal connections and mutual trust are integral to professional success. Each approach reflects the broader cultural values and priorities of these countries, offering different perspectives on how work and personal life can be harmonized. Chapter 10. Education Systems, Singapore's rigorous excellence versus Malaysia's diverse approach and Indonesia's growing focus on innovation. Education is a cornerstone of development, and in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia, each country has taken a unique approach to shaping the future of its citizens. These approaches are shaped by their cultural values, economic priorities, and political structures, leading to distinct differences in how education is structured and delivered. Singapore's education system is widely regarded as one of the best in the world. The country places a high value on academic achievement, particularly in fields such as mathematics, science, and technology. The education system is highly competitive, with students pushed to excel from a young age through rigorous exams and a structured curriculum. Singapore's commitment to education is evident in its government's significant investments in teacher training and educational resources. The result is an education system that consistently ranks at the top in international assessments, like the Program for International Student Assessment, PISA. Students in Singapore are expected to perform at a high level, and the pressure to succeed is considerable. However, this emphasis on excellence has led to Singapore's emergence as a global leader in innovation and technology, making education a key driver of the nation's economic success. The system also promotes a strong focus on lifelong learning, ensuring that individuals are equipped with the skills needed to adapt to a rapidly changing world. Malaysia's education system, on the other hand, is more diverse and aims to address both academic and technical skills. The government's approach is designed to cater to a wide range of students, with a focus on ensuring equitable access to education, particularly in rural areas. While urban centers like Kuala Lumpur have access to top-tier schools and universities, rural areas often face challenges such as limited access to resources and lower quality infrastructure. Despite these disparities, Malaysia has made significant strides in improving education across the country, with a growing emphasis on technical and vocational training to support industries that drive the nation's economy. The government is working to bridge the gap by investing in rural education and promoting a curriculum that combines both academic excellence and practical skills. The introduction of more flexible learning paths, such as technical schools and online education options, is helping to address the changing needs of the workforce, ensuring that students are prepared for diverse career paths. Indonesia's education system, while large and diverse, is undergoing significant reforms aimed at improving quality and access, especially in rural regions. The country is focusing on innovation and increasing access to higher education, with initiatives to make education more inclusive and adaptable to the needs of a global workforce. However, challenges remain, particularly in terms of teacher quality, school infrastructure, and educational equity. In rural areas, students often face difficulties in accessing quality education, and the lack of resources continues to hinder progress. Nonetheless, the Indonesian government is prioritizing investments in education, including building new schools, improving teacher training, and expanding access to higher education. These reforms are designed to equip the next generation with the skills necessary to compete in the global economy. Indonesia's focus on innovation, particularly in areas like technology and digital education, is helping to transform the education landscape, allowing more students to engage in modern learning methods. In conclusion, while Singapore's education system stands out for its rigor and focus on academic excellence, Malaysia provides a more balanced and inclusive approach, catering to both academic and technical needs. Indonesia, with its ongoing reforms, is striving to improve quality and accessibility across the country, particularly in rural areas. Each country's education system reflects its unique priorities and challenges, but all three are working toward a common goal: preparing the next generation for success in an ever-changing world. Conclusion. So there you have it. These are just some of the mind-blowing differences between Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Despite their shared region, each country has its own unique character, shaped by its history, culture, and values. Whether it's the way they approach language, the diversity of their food cultures, the distinct paths they've taken in politics, or the ways their education systems prepare future generations, these differences make Southeast Asia one of the most fascinating regions in the world. Which difference surprised you the most? Was it Singapore's highly efficient transport system or Indonesia's emphasis on family and community? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the cultures and unique features of countries around the world.